Under the vast, cold Saturday sky, the Minnesota State Capitol stands in majestic silence. High above, the American flag snaps in the biting wind, a symbol of resilience against the winter chill. The cold air bites, carrying with it the promise of a day of stark beauty and solemn reflection. The Capitol stands resolute, its stone facade reflecting the clear, cold light of the morning. A silent sentinel, the Capitol watches as the city slowly awakens beneath its shadow. In the quiet of night, Melissa Hortman, a Democratic state representative, is deep in peaceful sleep. Her husband, Mark, sleeps soundly beside her, their room bathed in a soft, dim glow. The room is still, the only movement the gentle rise and fall of their chests as they dream. Peace envelops their home, a sanctuary of rest and quietude. Under the cloak of night, State Senator John Hoffman's home radiates a sense of quiet anticipation, its darkened windows hinting at secrets within. The car pulls into the driveway, its headlights briefly piercing the darkness as John Hoffman and Yvette arrive, their figures emerging from the vehicle. Their footsteps echo softly on the pavement as they walk toward the house, their silhouettes outlined against the pale glow of the porch light. Together, they approach the threshold of their home, an unspoken bond evident in their synchronized movements as they prepare to step into the night's embrace. The Hoffman residence looms silently as a masked figure emerges from the shadows, a harbinger of dread. In a chilling advance, the masked figure approaches the doorstep, purpose hardening his steps. The figure pauses at the threshold, the gun now clearly visible in hand. With a deliberate motion, the figure's hand grips the doorknob, a silent prelude to the storm about to break. The door swings inward under the intruder's pressure, revealing only darkness and the promise of violence. A masked figure storms into John Hoffman's home, weapon raised. Gunshots erupt, tearing through the room. John and Yvette scream as bullets fly past. Yvette's face contorts in terror as chaos unfolds. The room descends into complete pandemonium. Screams echo, lost in the violent onslaught. Sirens wail, shattering the neighborhood's calm as police cars descend upon John Hoffman's home, lights flashing in a chaotic dance. Paramedics burst from the ambulances, their faces etched with urgency as they race towards the house. John Hoffman is lifted onto a gurney, his face pale and drawn as he is hurried towards the open doors of an ambulance. Yvette follows closely behind on another gurney, her eyes wide with fear as she is secured inside a separate ambulance. The ambulances stand side by side, their engines rumbling as the paramedics prepare for a frantic race against time. With tires screeching, the ambulances speed away, their sirens fading into the night as they carry John and Yvette away from the scene. In the dead of night, a figure in a police uniform silently breaches the sanctuary of Melissa Hortman's bedroom. Melissa Hortman and Mark are jolted awake, their peaceful slumber shattered by the sudden intrusion. Mark is sitting up abruptly in bed, his eyes darting towards the figure in uniform with alarm. The room is bathed in a dim light, casting long shadows that dance ominously across the walls. An unexpected arrival shatters the tranquility of night, leaving Melissa and Mark in a state of stunned disbelief. The imposter raises his gun, the metallic glint catching the light. The silence is shattered by the deafening blast as he shoots. Melissa crumples, the echo of the gunshot reverberating through the room. Mark falls after Melissa, the room now filled with the heavy silence of aftermath. Police vehicles descend upon Melissa Hortman's residence, their arrival casting ominous shadows across the well-kept lawn. A figure dressed as a police officer emerges from the house, their face an enigma. The officer pauses, the silence amplifying the tension. His eyes survey the scene, a calculated assessment of the surroundings. The manicured lawn provides a stark contrast to the unfolding drama. The officer's presence looms, casting a pall over the once peaceful neighborhood. At Melissa Hortman's home, a deceptive figure, disguised as a police officer, ignites a deadly firefight. A fierce exchange of gunfire erupts, shattering the neighborhood's calm. Amidst the chaos, the suspect makes a daring escape in a cleverly disguised police car. The fake police car speeds away, leaving a cloud of smoke and a scene of intense conflict. The police officers stand, watching the suspect flee, expressions grim. The neighborhood witnesses the aftermath, the silence broken only by the echoes of gunfire. At Melissa Hortman's home, the abandoned fake police car bakes under the sun as police officers swarm the scene. The sun reflects off the dusty metal as they meticulously document every detail. Their expressions shift, a grim realization dawning as they uncover a horrifying list of names within the vehicle. The list of names hints at a darkness lurking just beneath the surface. Inside the stark investigation room, detectives gather, their focus intense. The air thickens with unspoken tension as Governor Tim Walz's name appears on the list. A shadow of unease crosses their faces as U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar's name is revealed. The weight of the investigation bears down, each name a heavy burden. Silent communication passes between them, a shared understanding of the gravity at hand. In the quiet room, The list of names becomes a focal point of mounting suspense. The interrogation room is cold under the stark fluorescent lights, a silent battleground. A detective faces a nervous source, the air thick with unspoken tension. The detective leans in, his intense gaze piercing the fragile facade of the source. The source, visibly shaken, whispers, "Vance Boelter, he was involved. Extremist circles, you understand?" A vast Minnesota highway becomes the stage for an intense search, the urgency palpable under the open sky. Police officers spread out, their focused gazes sweeping across the fields, each step measured, each glance deliberate. The dense woods bordering the highway become a labyrinth of shadows and secrets, every rustle of leaves a potential clue. The helicopter's powerful searchlight slices through the daylight, an unwavering beacon in the search for Vance Boelter. From above, the landscape is laid bare, the relentless eye of the helicopter missing nothing in its pursuit. The search intensifies, hope and anxiety intertwining as the day presses on, the fate of Vance Boelter hanging in the balance. Governor Tim Walz stands solemnly at the podium, the weight of the situation etched on his face. The room buzzes with anticipation as reporters jostle for position, their cameras poised to capture every moment. With measured tones, Tim Walz begins. "I stand before you today with a heavy heart. The recent violence is unacceptable, and I condemn it in the strongest possible terms," he urges. "I urge all Minnesotans to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity to the authorities. We must stand together against those who seek to disrupt our peace and security." Sunlight pierces through the quiet office of Melissa Hortman, illuminating the stillness where sorrow now dwells. Muffled sobs echo softly, a somber symphony to the absence of a leader. A framed photo captures Melissa's warm smile, a poignant reminder of her vibrant spirit. "She was a tireless advocate for the people of Minnesota," a colleague shares, voice trembling with emotion. Another voice joins, heavy with loss. "We will miss her." The sunlight casts long shadows, a silent testament to the void left behind by Melissa Hortman. At the Democratic National Committee headquarters, the atmosphere is thick with grief. Ken Martin's face is a mask of sorrow as he prepares to address the gathered individuals. Ken Martin begins to speak, his voice heavy with the weight of the day. "We, as a political community, feel this loss deeply." The somber faces in the room reflect the collective sorrow felt by all. The weight of the loss hangs heavy in the air, a palpable presence among the mourners. Inside the sterile investigation room, a whiteboard becomes a chaotic tapestry of obsession and connection. Photos and news clippings are linked by a sinister web of red string, each thread leading deeper into Boelter's digital lair. The tension in the room is palpable, each investigator feeling the weight of the escalating extremism. They meticulously sift through the digital breadcrumbs, piecing together the disturbing mosaic of Boelter's online descent. Each connection reveals a darker turn, the pattern of Boelter's rhetoric painting a grim picture of radicalization. The weight of their discovery hangs heavy in the air, a silent acknowledgement of the danger that has been unearthed. Deep in the Minnesota woods, Vance Boelter lurks, a shadow among shadows, desperately trying to remain unseen. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy, casting fleeting shadows. Each rustle of leaves, each snap of a twig, amplifies the tension as Vance moves. The forest watches, an indifferent witness to his flight. He pauses, listening intently for any sign of pursuit. Inside FBI headquarters, shafts of sunlight illuminate the faces of agents gathered around a table, their expressions reflecting the gravity of the situation. Dust motes dance in the sunlit air, highlighting the tension in the room as they pore over maps and files, evidence of a complex puzzle. The weight of the case presses down on them as they piece together fragments of information, a troubling case laid bare. A palpable sense of urgency permeates the room, fueled by the growing realization that this investigation could expose something far more dangerous. The atmosphere thickens with unspoken fears, each agent aware of the potential ramifications lurking beneath the surface. The agents look at each other with grim determination, ready to face whatever darkness they may uncover. Under the glare of studio lights, a news anchor delivers grave news from behind a polished desk. Behind the anchor, graphics of Vance Boelter's mugshot flash, juxtaposed with images of destruction. The news anchor's voice cuts through the night. "The manhunt for Vance Boelter continues tonight," the anchor continues, revealing the unsettling motive. Sources close to the investigation suggest Boelter's attacks were politically motivated. Under the open sky, Minnesota's streets are filled with quiet vigilance, each resident a watchful guardian. A palpable sense of unease hangs in the air as neighbors warily observe strangers. The ordinary rhythm of life is now underscored by a shared apprehension. Every interaction is tinged with caution, a collective resolve to protect their community. Under the stark glare of fluorescent lights, detectives pore over files, the buzzing a constant backdrop to their intense scrutiny. A complex web begins to materialize, connecting Boelter to State Senator Hoffman, revealing a network of hidden influence. The investigation uncovers Boelter's strategic position within the state's Workforce Development Board. The detective's relentless work slowly reveals the extent of Boelter's reach and power. Amidst the endless cornfields of Minnesota, a weathered farmer happens upon a hidden campsite, its presence a stark disruption to the serene landscape. Discarded wrappers and a makeshift fire pit signal recent habitation, stirring a sense of unease within the farmer. The wind whispers through the corn, carrying a chilling scent that hints at something more sinister than mere wood smoke. A knot forms in the farmer's brow as the unsettling scent deepens his suspicion. Could this be connected to the rumors of Boelter lurking in the shadows, preying on the unsuspecting? The farmer's gaze intensifies as he surveys the campsite, a growing sense of dread settling upon him. In the stark interrogation room, a table separates the detective and the nervous man, creating a palpable tension. The detective leans forward, his gaze intense and unwavering, heightening the pressure in the room. The nervous man shifts in his seat, the weight of the detective's scrutiny becoming unbearable. The bare table amplifies the sense of isolation as the detective's silent intensity fills the room. The Minnesota State Capitol serves as the backdrop for a somber memorial service. Politicians stand in dark suits, their faces reflecting deep sorrow. Community members gather, their grief palpable in the hushed silence. The air is thick with the scent of lilies, a poignant symbol of remembrance. A quiet murmur fills the air as attendees share words of comfort and support. Sunlight bathes the hospital room, illuminating the tender scene of recovery and reunion. John Hoffman lies in his bed, a faint smile gracing his lips, a silent testament to his resilience. Yvette rests beside him, her head gently propped on pillows, a bandage, a visible reminder of their shared ordeal. Family and friends gather around, their faces a mixture of relief and concern, their presence a comforting balm. In the heart of the police station, a pool of light casts long shadows, illuminating the intense concentration on the investigators' faces. Each keystroke echoes the weight of their mission, to unravel the digital threads of Boelter's online existence. The screens reveal a labyrinth of extremist websites and hidden forums, each click revealing a darker corner of the internet. Boelter's digital footprint leads deeper into a shadowy online world, a place where ideologies clash and secrets fester. A web of connections tightens around Boelter, linking him to a network of radical thought and dangerous intent. The investigation intensifies, the room buzzing with the urgency of uncovering the truth hidden within the digital depths. At the Minnesota border, law enforcement tightens its grip, cutting off escape routes. Roadblocks rise, and checkpoints emerge, each a stark reminder of the manhunt's intensity. Every vehicle is scrutinized, every traveler eyed with suspicion as the search for Boelter intensifies. The border transforms into a gauntlet, each passing moment heightening the tension. Law enforcement officials are determined to capture Boelter before he crosses state lines. The manhunt's grip tightens, the noose around Boelter growing smaller with each passing hour. Inside FBI headquarters, a vibrant intensity fills the air as agents focus intently on their tasks. Monitors glow with maps of the United States, each pinpoint marking a point of interest in the nationwide search. The relentless ringing of phones creates a symphony of urgent communication, driving the mission forward. The FBI collaborates with local law enforcement, expanding their search and mobilizing resources across the country. The atmosphere is charged, every action synchronized, as the team works tirelessly to coordinate efforts on a national scale. In the darkened Minnesota woods, Vance Boelter meticulously gathers fallen branches, his movements precise and deliberate. With a single strike, a match ignites, casting a warm glow on the gathering darkness as the fire takes hold. The flickering flames dance across Vance's face, revealing a calculating determination in his eyes. Amid the silent woods, Vance contemplates his next move, the fire crackling like whispered secrets. Under the harsh lights of the news studio, the news anchor initiates the conversation. "Welcome, Miss Eleanor Vance. Thank you for joining us tonight." Eleanor Vance, the woman's rights advocate, responds with a polite acknowledgement. "Thank you for having me." The news anchor sets the stage. "Ms. Vance, recent political events have sparked widespread debate. What are your thoughts on the current climate?" Eleanor Vance shares her grave concerns. "I am deeply troubled. The escalating political violence is terrifying, especially for women." Eleanor Vance elaborates, her voice filled with urgency. "We fear that this violence will silence women, pushing them out of the political arena and back into the shadows." Under the stark hum of fluorescent lights, detectives delve into Boelter's financial records, their faces etched with focus. Each document is scrutinized, every number and date dissected, as they painstakingly piece together the puzzle of Boelter's life. The air in the investigation room grows thick with unspoken tension. They are meticulously searching for any hint that might reveal Boelter's current location. Determination hardens their resolve as they press on, undeterred by the mountain of paperwork before them. In the heart of Minnesota, a town square pulsates with life as residents converge for a crucial community meeting. Banners championing unity flutter overhead, yet the air vibrates with unspoken tensions and lingering doubts. On a makeshift stage, a local official takes command, his words carrying the weight of hope and the promise of resolution. Faces in the crowd reflect a complex tapestry of emotion: shock, fear, suspicion woven together by a shared determination to rebuild. Amidst the frenetic activity of FBI headquarters, a palpable tension hangs in the air, agents moving with purpose, their faces grim. Dominating the room, a massive screen flashes a national alert, its crimson background amplifying the severity of the situation. Vance Boelter's image is stark, a haunting reminder of the potential violence he could unleash. The alert serves as a stark warning, urging the public to tread with extreme caution, each word amplifying the danger. The bustling headquarters transforms into a nerve center, the weight of national security pressing down on every agent present. A lone fisherman stands in serene solitude, casting his line into the tranquil waters of a Minnesota lake. Sunlight dances on the placid surface, creating a shimmering, ethereal glow. He squints, his gaze sharpening as he spots a mysterious figure lurking near the shoreline. The figure's posture and build hint at a familiar presence, suggesting it could be Boelter. In the stark interrogation room, Detective Washington's intense gaze pierces through Frank's nervous facade. Detective Washington begins, her voice calm yet firm. "Mr. Frank, we appreciate you coming in. We understand you knew Boelter quite well." Frank shifts uncomfortably, avoiding eye contact. "Knew him?" "Yeah, I used to. A long time ago." Detective Washington presses on, seeking insight. "Can you tell us anything about his motivations? What he believed in?" Frank pauses, a flicker of memory in his eyes. Boelter. He always thought he was smarter than everyone else. Frank recalls Boelter's grand ambitions, believed he was destined for something great, something bigger than life. Lawmakers converge outside the Minnesota State Capitol, their figures silhouetted against the long shadows of the setting sun. A palpable tension fills the air as they prepare to unveil legislation targeting political extremism and advocating for gun control. The Capitol looms, a silent witness to the impending debates and decisions that will shape the future. Hope mingles with apprehension as the lawmakers brace themselves, ready to confront the challenges ahead. The setting sun casts a golden glow, a silent promise of change amidst the gathering storm. Sunlight bathes the hospital room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air as John Hoffman sits beside Yvette Hoffman. Yvette Hoffman's arm is in a sling, yet her eyes burn with fiery determination. John Hoffman leans in, his voice a low, fierce promise. "This can't stand, Yvette. We can't let them win." Yvette Hoffman responds with equal resolve. "I know, John. We have to fight back." John Hoffman's voice swells with unwavering conviction. "We will, Yvette. We will fight for what's right." Together, their voices unite in a singular, unbreakable vow. Together, Vance Boelter finds himself encircled, the forest's tranquility shattered by the chaotic dance of flashing lights. The night transforms into a surreal canvas, where the woods are splashed with the stark, pulsing hues of law enforcement's arrival. The alternating red and blue lights cast an eerie glow, signaling the end of the line for Vance Boelter. In the heart of the Minnesota woods, the stark reality closes in, leaving no escape from the law's relentless pursuit. In the heart of the Minnesota woods, a tense standoff ignites as Boelter stands his ground against a line of police officers. The air vibrates with unspoken threats, the silence amplifying the gravity of the confrontation. Boelter's gaze pierces through the officers, an unspoken challenge hanging heavy in the air. The police officers stand firm, a wall of authority confronting Boelter's unwavering defiance. The tranquility of the Minnesota woods is shattered by a sudden burst of gunfire. Boelter falls, the echo of the shots reverberating through the silent trees. He collapses onto the forest floor, his body still. The leaves rustle softly around him, indifferent to the violence that has just occurred. Silence descends once more, broken only by the distant call of a bird, highlighting the stark contrast between nature's peace and the sudden brutality. The Minnesota woods stand silent as police officers arrive, their presence a stark intrusion on the serene landscape. Solemnly, they begin to secure the scene, their movements precise and deliberate. The air thickens with unspoken dread as the lifeless body of Vance Boelter is discovered. A somber procession begins as Vance Boelter is taken away. The woods bear witness to the tragic departure, their ancient trees silent sentinels of loss. The scene slowly returns to its haunting quiet, the memory of Vance Boelter lingering in the air. In the news studio, a somber anchor prepares to deliver grave news. The screen behind displays the stern image of Vance Boelter. The anchor announces the end of the manhunt. Vance Boelter is dead. Papers rustle as the anchor prepares to move on. The studio falls silent as the broadcast shifts focus. Inside the stark investigation room, detectives hunch over the steel table. A sea of crime scene photos and forensic reports spread before them. The weight of the Minnesota political murders lingers in the air, palpable in their weary determination. Satisfaction dawns as they begin to box up the evidence, the pieces of the puzzle finally aligning. The case of the Minnesota political murders nears its end, justice within reach. Under the Capitol's bright lights, lawmakers assemble, their faces etched with determination. A palpable sense of purpose permeates the chamber as they prepare to vote. With solemn resolve, they cast their votes on legislation. The bills aim to honor Melissa Hortman. They also intend to tackle the underlying issues that fuel political extremism. Under the vast Minnesota sky, a cemetery holds its breath as a somber funeral begins, the air thick with unspoken sorrow. The freshly dug grave of Melissa Hortman becomes a focal point of collective grief, each mourner lost in their private memories. The scent of lilies hangs heavy, a poignant reminder of life's fleeting beauty amidst the stark reality of death. Faces etched with grief tell silent stories of a life cherished and now mourned, each tear a testament to Melissa's impact. The community gathers, united in sorrow, to bid farewell to Melissa Hortman, their presence a comforting embrace in the face of loss. Sunlight streams into the hospital room, softly illuminating John Hoffman and Yvette Hoffman as they rest in adjacent beds. Their eyes meet in a tender exchange, a silent conversation passing between them. Weakly, their hands stretch out, fingers intertwining in a fragile yet firm grasp. Cards and flowers overflow, a vibrant display of the community's unwavering support and affection. Within the bustling FBI headquarters, agents gather, their focused expressions illuminated by the glow of advanced data visualizations. Each agent meticulously analyzes the complex information, seeking elusive patterns and anomalies. The weight of their mission fills the air, a palpable tension as they confront the urgency of preventing future acts of political violence. Time ticks relentlessly as they race against unseen threats, their collective determination a beacon in the heart of the nation's capital. The memorial stands as a towering testament, its polished surface gleaming brilliantly under the sun. Dedicated to Melissa Hortman, a symbol of unwavering justice, profound fairness, and true democracy. The air hangs still, filled with a deep, solemn respect that honors her memory. The memorial stands silently, a beacon of remembrance amidst the Minnesota State Capitol grounds. In the hushed news studio, the anchor readies himself, the camera's gaze reflecting off his weary eyes. He adjusts his tie, his face etched with the weight of his message. The anchor looks up, his voice resonating with conviction. In these divided times, it is more important than ever to remember our shared humanity. He urges to seek understanding, not division, to build bridges, not walls. The streets of Minnesota bear the scars of recent attacks, as its people begin the arduous journey of recovery. A community gathers, sharing stories of resilience and offering support in the wake of devastation. Amidst the rubble, signs of hope emerge as residents work together to rebuild their shattered homes and lives. Children play, their laughter echoing through the streets, a testament to the enduring spirit of Minnesota. Years later, dust dances in the weak light of the police station archives, where forgotten stories linger. A young detective sits hunched over stacks of file folders, his brow furrowed in concentration. Each folder labeled Minnesota political murders, hinting at the darkness within. He flips through crime scene photos and autopsy reports, his expression growing increasingly grim. The weight of the unsolved cases presses down on him, a silent acknowledgement of the darkness. He pauses, running a hand through his hair, overwhelmed by the task before him. The Minnesota countryside unfolds in a breathtaking panorama, bathed in the golden embrace of sunlight. Rolling hills, draped in lush green grass, stretch endlessly towards the horizon, whispering tales of resilience and hope. Wildflowers dot the landscape like scattered jewels, their vibrant colors painting a masterpiece of serene beauty. A gentle breeze dances through the trees, orchestrating a soothing melody that calms the soul. The scene breathes peace and tranquility, a sanctuary where hope blossoms and resilience takes root. Lawmakers gather, their faces lit by desk lamps, embodying quiet resolve. The chamber buzzes with muted determination as they tackle the state's thorny issues. Framed on the wall, Melissa Hortman's portrait watches over them, an emblem of her lasting impact. Her legacy fuels their collaborative efforts, a silent beacon of inspiration. Their focused dedication fills the room, a testament to their commitment to the state's future. The Minnesota Cemetery basks in the warm daylight, a haven of peace where the freshly cut grass whispers tales of remembrance. A lone visitor kneels, their silhouette framed by the radiant sun, paying homage to Melissa Hortman's final resting place. Wildflowers meet stone, a tender offering placed gently at the foot of Melissa's grave, a colorful symbol of a life well lived. In a moment of solemn quiet, the visitor pauses, lost in reflective thought, honoring Melissa's commitment to public service. Sunlight fills the hospital room as John Hoffman sits beside Yvette Hoffman, a silent testament to their shared struggle. Yvette Hoffman smiles faintly, her hand resting gently in John's, a profound understanding passing between them. John Hoffman looks at Yvette Hoffman, a soft smile playing on his lips as he whispers, "We made it, Yvette." Yvette Hoffman returns his gaze, her voice weak, but filled with resolve. "Yes, we did, and we have a second chance." Beneath the serene surface of the Minnesota lake, a dark history lurks, unknown to the children. Their carefree laughter fills the air, a stark contrast to the somber secrets hidden deep below. Unaware, they play on, their innocent games echoing across the tranquil water. The lake mirrors their joy, concealing the tragedy that once stained its depths. In their innocence, the children dance on the edge of a forgotten sorrow, their laughter a haunting melody. The news studio glows under bright lights, ready to broadcast. Behind her, graphics flash, illustrating the complex issue of political extremism with stark charts and images. With poised authority, the news anchor begins, her voice measured and sincere as she addresses the nation. Tonight, we are reporting on significant progress in addressing political extremism. The news anchor emphasizes the power of knowledge. Experts emphasize that education and open dialogue are crucial tools in combating misinformation and fostering understanding. The studio lights reflect in her eyes, a beacon of hope in the fight against division. Minnesota's street transforms into a vibrant tableau of unity, where residents from every corner converge in joyful celebration. Colorful banners dance in the wind above, proclaiming a message of understanding and solidarity. The air is filled with laughter and music, weaving a tapestry of shared stories and experiences. A community united, sharing food, stories, and a collective vision of harmony under the open sky. Inside the police station's training room, officers sit, their faces etched with focus, as images of political symbols fill the screen. The stern-faced instructor gestures emphatically, guiding the officers through the labyrinth of extremist ideologies. Pens scratch against notepads as some officers diligently record crucial details, while others exchange uneasy glances. Concern ripples through the room, as the gravity of identifying potential threats sinks deeply into the hearts and minds of those sworn to protect. Under a vast sky, the Minnesota State Capitol hosts a spirited rally, a tapestry of hope and defiance woven into the heart of the city. Banners flutter in the breeze, their powerful messages a visual chorus of women's rights, resilience, and a resounding rejection of hate and violence. A sea of faces, diverse and determined, turns towards the makeshift stage, united in their shared cause and unwavering resolve. A lone speaker commands attention from the stage, their words cutting through the air, igniting passion and galvanizing the crowd's spirit. Expressions of hope, defiance, and solidarity ripple through the crowd, reflecting the powerful messages conveyed from the stage. The rally swells with collective energy, a vibrant testament to the enduring fight for equality and justice, echoing through the heart of Minnesota. In the sterile confines of a hospital room, John Hoffman and Yvette Hoffman navigate the quiet halls, their presence a beacon of support. Their faces, canvases of concern and empathy, reflect the weight of the patient's burdens. At each bedside, they pause, offering a gentle touch and a warm smile. Each gesture is a silent promise of shared humanity and unwavering hope. Their quiet strength fills the room, a testament to the healing power of compassion. In the heart of the Minnesota woods, a dedicated team of volunteers begins the arduous task of erasing the scars left behind. With meticulous care, they gather and remove every trace, ensuring nothing remains to mark the disturbance. The crisp air fills their lungs as sunlight streams through the canopy, invigorating their efforts to heal the land. Each step taken and each item removed brings the woods closer to its original, untouched splendor. The Minnesota woods are slowly returning to their natural state, a testament to the restorative power of collective effort. Under the glare of studio lights, a news anchor and a survivor face each other, ready to share a harrowing tale. The news anchor nods, setting a somber tone. "Welcome. Thank you for sharing your story with us tonight." The survivor, mocked by deep sadness, begins. Thank you for having me. It's important for people to hear what happened. The survivor's voice gains strength, declaring, "But I'm here to advocate for change, so no one else has to suffer like I did." Minnesota streets transform into vibrant displays of unity, each corner echoing with solidarity. Banners flutter in the gentle breeze, whispering promises of hope and a future woven with understanding. Sidewalks become canvases of dreams as children paint murals, their chalk strokes illustrating a world of harmony. Each mural bursts with color, depicting scenes of cooperation that ignite the imagination. The community unites, their collective spirit painting a powerful portrait of peace. Hope blossoms in every corner as Minnesota stands together, a beacon of justice and unity. Inside the sterile investigation room, the air crackles with tension as detectives gather. Flickering monitors cast an eerie glow on their faces, each line of code a potential clue. The detectives analyze data, piecing together a puzzle of extremist plots. Their tireless efforts form a silent promise to prevent future violence. Each line of code, each whispered conversation, is a step closer to averting disaster. Under the bright Minnesota sky, lawmakers stand united on the Capitol steps, their expressions etched with determination. The Minnesota State Capitol dome gleams, a beacon of hope and progress. A new era dawns as legislation passes, promising protection and equality for all. Sunlight dances off the dome, illuminating the Capitol as supporters erupt in joyous celebration. The air vibrates with hope as the community gathers to witness this landmark moment. Voices rise in unison, celebrating equality and a future where everyone belongs. Sunlight bathes the hospital room, casting a warm glow upon John Hoffman and Yvette Hoffman as they share a loving gaze. Their smiles reflect years of shared memories, a testament to the strength of their enduring bond. In the sterile confines of the hospital room, their palpable joy transcends the clinical atmosphere. Amidst the challenges, they celebrate their anniversary, a beacon of hope and love shining brightly. Beneath the open sky, a family's laughter echoes across the tranquil expanse of a Minnesota lake. Sunlight dances on the water's surface, painting shimmering patterns that reflect the joy of the moment. Splashes erupt as they play, each drop a testament to the carefree happiness shared in the cool water. Lush green trees embrace the lake, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze, framing the scene with the serene beauty of Minnesota. In this idyllic setting, the family's bond deepens, strengthened by the simple pleasures of nature and togetherness. The tranquil lake mirrors their happiness, its calm surface reflecting the beauty of their community and the love they share. The new studio glows with cool, sterile light, the anchor's desk a polished beacon of information. With a somber tone, the news anchor concludes a story, her words hanging in the air. It's crucial that we remember the victims and dedicate ourselves to building a more just and peaceful world for everyone. As the broadcast concludes, the camera pulls back, leaving the anchor in the solitary glow of the studio. In the serene Minnesota cemetery, the sun casts a gentle glow upon the polished headstone of Melissa Hortman. The dignified marker stands as a silent testament to her service and sacrifice. Sunlight glints, subtly illuminating the inscription that honors the light she brought into the world. The polished headstone stands in the Minnesota cemetery, Melissa Hortman's grave, a place of peace and remembrance. The Minnesota State Capitol glows, a beacon of hope against the night sky. Its illuminated facade promises a brighter future. The Capitol stands as a symbol of hope and progress. The lights of the Capitol inspire dreams of a better tomorrow. The Minnesota countryside awakens as dawn unfurls, casting a soft, golden light across the fields. Mist clings to the awakening earth as a promise of renewal fills the air. The vast fields stretch out, a symbol of enduring spirit under the climbing sun. The sun ascends, heralding a new day, painting the landscape in soft rose hues. The screen fades to black, signaling the end of the scene. The darkness deepens, allowing the audience to reflect on the events that have unfolded. Silence fills the theater as the story concludes. The final fade evokes a sense of closure, leaving a lasting impression.